Routine blood work might flag high ferritin, but it usually comes with very little explanation. Most people are even told their results are normal or fine as long as they are in a major danger zone, even when they feel anything but fine. But here's the problem. If you don't look deeper, you're left worried that you'll never actually figure out why it's high, especially when your doctor doesn't seem to know either. So, how can you understand the real cause and get your levels back to a healthy range without feeling completely overwhelmed? Today, I'm showing you the hidden triggers for high ferritin and the 3 specific steps to bring your levels back into range. I'm Dr. Kate, a functional medicine practitioner, and I help people decode their labs when traditional medicine leaves them hanging. My goal is to help you move past the wait and see approach and actually get to the root of why your body is responding this way. Before we can dive into strategies for optimizing ferritin, we need to get on the same page about what it is and why it matters. Because it does matter, a lot, despite the fact that your doctor might not be paying attention to it or even measuring it. Think of your body like a construction site. Iron is one of the most important materials on that site. You need it to build red blood cells that carry oxygen to every single cell and system in your body. Without iron, the whole project stops. But here's the catch. If iron is just floating around your cells freely, it causes damage. It's like having loose, rusty nails scattered all over the construction site. That's where ferritin comes in. Ferritin is a specialized protein that acts like a secure storage container. It stores iron safely inside your cells, transports it through your blood, and releases it only when your body is ready to use it. When we measure your ferritin in a lab test, we aren't measuring the iron currently in use. We're measuring your backup stash. This is a critical distinction. You can have a normal level of iron in your blood, but if your backup stash or your ferritin is too high or too low, it's a sign of an underlying issue. Standard labs often have very wide ranges for ferritin, but in functional medicine, we look for the optimal zone where your body functions best. For adult males, optimal is 70 to 300 micrograms per liter. For adult females, optimal is 70 to 150 micrograms per liter. If you're above these ranges, don't panic. About 1 in 20 people fall outside the standard range. While there are rare genetic conditions like hemochromatosis that raise ferritin, most high ferritin isn't about too much iron. It's about how your body is responding to a threat, or your ability to transport that iron when needed. This brings us to step 1, investigating inflammation. In medical terms, we call ferritin an acute phase reactant. That sounds fancy, but it just means that ferritin is one of the first things to react and spike when your immune system detects an infection or inflammation. Why would your body increase iron storage when you're sick or inflamed? It's actually a brilliant survival mechanism. Bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens love free iron. They use it to grow, to multiply, and to take over. Your body knows this. So when your immune system senses a threat, it sends out chemical messengers called cytokines. These cytokines tell your body to hide that iron. Your body takes the free iron out of circulation and locks it away in ferritin containers so that the bad guys can't get to it. This is why your ferritin levels can spike during an inflammatory event. It's not that you have too much iron, it's that your body is trying to starve out a pathogen or respond to an internal threat. If your ferritin is chronically high, we have to find out if something is keeping your immune system on high alert. Common triggers include metabolic syndrome or type 2 diabetes, liver stress from alcohol or fatty liver disease, autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and thyroid dysfunction, particularly hyperthyroidism. There are actually dozens of ways to reduce the inflammation that triggers high ferritin, which is why I put some of the most effective ones in a free anti-inflammatory checklist that you can download. It's linked below if you need a place to start. If your standard blood work shows high ferritin, but your doctor says your liver and blood sugar look fine, we have to dig deeper. This is step 2, looking at the gut. In functional medicine, we recognize that the gut is the primary source of chronic inflammation for the entire body. Your gut houses about 70% of your immune system. If your gut is irritated, your immune system can stay in that hide the iron mode indefinitely. This is where standard medicine often stops, but where we start. If you have microbial dysbiosis, meaning an imbalance of good and bad bacteria, or if you have a low-grade parasite or a fungal overgrowth, your ferritin may stay elevated. Your body's trying to protect you from these opportunists in your digestive tract. This is why I recommend advanced functional testing to root out gut sources of high ferritin, specifically a comprehensive stool analysis. You can't treat what you don't know is there, but a simple at-home test can tell us exactly which pathogens are triggering your immune system and causing that ferritin spike. The thing is that once you have your testing results, you need a plan, and I can help you with that. Everyone who orders functional stool testing through my website also gets a video interpretation of their specific results and a personalized protocol to address the imbalances found on the test. Check out the description below for a link to more information. Finally, we move on to step 3, resolution. Most people think the answer to inflammation is to block it using things like ibuprofen or steroids. But in functional medicine, we want to resolve it. We want to tell the immune system, the threat is over, you can let that iron back out now. This is handled by something called SPMs, or specialized pro-resolving mediators. These are also known as resolvins. Think of inflammation like a fire. Most treatments just try to keep the fire from spreading, but SPMs are like the cleaning crew that comes in after the fire is out to scrub the soot off the walls and rebuild the structure. They move your body from defense mode back to homeostasis. Your body's supposed to make these resolvins naturally from healthy fats. But because of our modern environment, stress, processed foods, lack of sleep, and toxins, most of us are resolvin deficient. We're living in a state of unresolved chronic inflammation, and our ferritin levels reflect that. If you have high ferritin, supplementing with high-quality SPMs can be a game changer. But you have to be careful. Many SPM supplements on the market aren't verified. I recommend using the product developed through a patented process by Dr. Charles Sirhan, the researcher who actually discovered these molecules. It's the only one with human clinical data showing it actually works, and it's the one that I take every day. You'll find the link in the description, and a nice surprise in my full script dispensary when you go to order it. High ferritin is a clue, not a destination. It's your body's way of asking for help. If you've ruled out genetic disorders like hemochromatosis, and your ferritin is still high, I want to make it as easy as possible for you. Check out the free download in the description for my top 5 anti-inflammatory strategies. The checklist breaks down the exact strategies that I use with my clients to calm the inflammatory response and get those labs back into an optimal range. I've also included a link in that checklist and in the description below to my favorite clinically tested SPM supplement so you can get the right quality. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe. It helps other people who are stuck with confusing lab results find this information. And if you want a deeper dive into those resolvins and SPMs, leave me a comment. If there's enough interest, I'll make a whole video just on those. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.